Our kitchens are being secretly poisoned. I'm not the one saying it. It's been said by Japan, Hong Kong, the EU, the UK for a long time now. In 2024, Hong Kong and Japan banned India's MDH and Everest masalas for a proven carcinogen. The Indian food regulators sadly just cleared it. They said it's fit for consumption. Whose standards are protecting you? If you are new to this channel, my name is Sharvari and I studied agriculture in the United Kingdom on a fully funded scholarship. I also authored a paper in regenerative agriculture with one of Britain's biggest supermarket chains. This is Regen, a channel where we talk about food, agriculture, and the environment. Since 2006, India has had a food regulator. It's called the FSSAI. It has about 700 safety standards for food and a national surveillance plan. It has the authority to test, penalize, and shut down food businesses. It sounds like just what we need, right? Something between the producers and your plate. A safety net. 1 in every 4 food samples in India fails the safety standards. The numbers tell the real story. Between 2021 and 23, nearly 1 lakh food samples in India failed their safety standards. That's 1 out of every 4 food samples tested. And licenses revoked were only 1,200 in the last 4 years, against the millions of licensed food businesses that operate in India. This is the regulator that is approving the labels on your food. They see the problem, they identify the licensed operators, they issue penalties, but nothing changes. To obtain a license from FSSAI is an effective way of getting a permit to operate with impunity. But why does this happen? Here's why. FSSAI operates out of Delhi, but enforcement is a state subject. So a lot of times states don't have enough food safety officers or accredited labs, or sometimes the delay in these labs is so long that the food would either just go bad or will be sold and consumed already. When violations are caught, the fines are small enough for repeat offenders to just keep paying and move on. And prosecution will take years, so there is really no real deterrent. Here's why this is important. In the last episode, when we spoke about the pesticide fertilizer loop and how it leaves chemical residues on your food, FSSAI is the regulator that's supposed to act like the net that catches this food before it reaches you. But more than 40% of India's food is now ridden with pesticides. This net has holes so big that tractors can move through it. The ban of Indian spices in the international market reveals something much more sinister than just a contamination scandal. It tells you that food safety isn't an absolute standard, it's just a negotiation. Ethylene oxide, the chemical used to fumigate our spices when in storage, is a group 1 carcinogen. But in India, there are no maximum limits of how much of this you can use. In fact, we don't even officially register it as a pesticide. Singapore banned our spices because we crossed their limit of 50 milligrams per kg. In the EU, it's 0.1. In Japan, it's 0.01. Just goes on to show that it's just numbers that countries pick. You have no say in it, and India hasn't even picked one. This is not just unique to spices. Even Nestlé's Cerelac for babies in India has 3 grams sugar per serving, while in the UK, in Germany, it has no sugar. Same company, same brand, but Indian babies get a different formula. Did we ask for this? Is anyone checking on our behalf? This has been documented by a Swiss investigative agency, confirmed by a Belgian lab, and is present in peer-reviewed journals. Nobody announced it. Nobody asked you. It's just the way things are, until you ask. FSSAI's own position acknowledges these problems, but in a country like India, there's a balance between safety and affordability we have to maintain. And this is a real constraint, but it's a constraint consumers should be well aware of. None of this means that every single piece of food you eat is dangerous for you, but it's worth knowing that your food regulator operates under constraints of funding, enforcement, political pressure, or economic constraints. And it rarely likes to admit this in public. The label on your packet is approved by this regulator, where a lot of times they approve food without any permanent consequences of it failing the safety standards. Organic certification has its own myths, and when a company says fresh and natural, it really doesn't have a legal definition under the Indian law. This is not a reason to panic, it's just a reason to know your food better, to know who grew it and how. No regulator will protect you as well as knowledge will. Thank you for watching. Please share it with people who might find this interesting. This is Regen, where food meets the future.